Good afternoon, Lebanon area seniors. It's Rebecca, your activities coordinator here at the Lebanon Senior Center, providing once again a cooking demo. July's theme was to not add heat to the kitchen. Generally the joke is if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, it's summertime, so who wants heat in their kitchen? Especially if that heat is coming from a boiling pot on the stove for a prolonged period of time, not only creating added heat, but added humidity. And if you like pasta, that can be a problem. So today we are going to try a different kind of salad, but it involves pasta in it, and it is a Vietnamese salad. So today we are doing the Vietnamese rice noodle salad. If you don't know what rice noodles are, here's the package ours came in today. Sometimes they're called, it's Thai noodles, but they are called rice noodles or rice vermicelli. It's a versatile noodle. It's in just a couple of different kinds of cuisine from Asia, and they cook really quick. They also are made out of, you might have guessed it, rice, not wheat. So I was trying to find on the package where it says gluten-free. I don't see the package. Oh, there it is. I knew I'd find a sticker, so the little celiac-friendly sticker is on there. And the ingredients are literally rice and water were used to make these noodles. So if you are gluten intolerant or trying a gluten-free diet, this is a pasta that you could actually eat, and you might find some other uses for. They do cook fairly quickly. And actually, like pasta, how do we do pasta without having to boil water? Well, you do need to cook the noodles. They come dry, stiff strands of almost not quite clear, but kind of a see-through opaque quality to the noodle. But they cook real fast, so you can actually, do it traditionally. The instructions on the box are involves boiling water and throwing the noodles in it. But you can cheat in the summer. I'm gonna share a couple of cheats with you that I have been known to use. So I have our noodles finished over here, and I never boiled water on the stove. No siree, I don't like it hot in my kitchen either. So these are what the noodles look like, kind of a white noodle, and we did cook these. So I put them in this big bowl right here, and then you might see behind me, oh, if I lean that direction, my electric tea kettle right back there on the counter. I did fill it and turned it on and let the water boil in the tea kettle. Nice trick, huh? So get that water good and boiling, let it go through its cycle. I emptied the box of rice noodles into this bowl. I poured that boiling hot water over the rice noodles, and I just put some aluminum foil over the top of this bowl and just let the noodles hang out in there for a while I gathered the rest of the ingredients, pulled them together. Generally about 8 to 10 minutes, letting them sit there. I did stir them once or twice just to make sure that the noodles cooked evenly. And then once you see that they're the tenderness you want, take them over to your sink, strain them, rinse them with cold water so that they don't stick together. And then you've got your lovely rice noodles all cooked up, ready to go. So I'm going to set these aside for a moment. So I did do that beforehand. Those are our lovely little noodles over there. And you can find those, where to find them. You don't have to order them online, you can, but they are usually in the ethnic food section of the grocery store. That is where I found these in our local grocery stores. Okay, so that's the news about the pasta we're using today. So we're going to start with the dressing. Sorry, kneadable. Ugh. For our dressing, and I'm going to try not to mess it up too much, we need minced garlic, which I have hiding amongst these things on my, there it is, I had to find it. It's a jar. I cheated. The minced garlic. So we are going to pull in, say 5 cloves. So you know what? You get to decide how much you want. 5 cloves, 5 teaspoons. like a lot of garlic. I'm getting some of the juices in here too, since it's a dressing. Get nice and garlicky. The people who are going to be eating this, I know like garlic, so ha ha ha. There's a little more of that juice in there. If you like less garlic, feel free to add less garlic. Now the salad, the ingredients of the salad are largely vegetarian and the rice noodles. So there's not really any salt. There's not a lot of other, flavors other than these raw elements going into the dish. So the dressing, it's okay to push it up in flavors a little bit. You want it to be a little pungent. You want it to have some strong flavors in it. So when you add it, pour it over your ingredients, they will be able to taste the flavor of that dressing. You don't want it to get lost behind some of the vegetables. So if it seems a little bit strong, it is. It's that way on purpose. All right, so we've got our garlic in there. We need our cilantro has already been rinsed and patted dry. I'm gonna just whack off that part. There we go. I'm just gonna go to town on this cilantro. I love cilantro. Again, if you don't like cilantro, you can certainly use parsley or a fresh herb that you like. We will be adding whole mint leaves to this salad as well. So make sure that the herb you pick for your dressing will complement the herb you add to the salad itself. You don't want a bunch of combating herb flavors or things that are certainly gonna, not coordinate well together. You don't want to do all the work of cooking and just not going through the drive-through if it's not going to taste good in the end of it, right? Oh, I think I got a mint leaf in there with it. Oh well, they're all going to the same place. So my mom used to tell me growing up, don't be picky, it's all going to the same place. All right, I think I've massacred this cilantro well enough. Add it to our dressing bowl over here. Oh man, what is it about herbs? You start chopping them up and they just smell so good. So good. Smells delightful. Of course, this time of year, I'm known to make a lot of salsa. So right now with the chopped up cilantro, I kind of feel like I'm making a big batch of salsa. So I'm like, where's my tomatoes? Where's my chips, right? I'm just going to wipe off my mat here, just so I don't have cilantro everywhere in the next few minutes. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our garlic and our cilantro, and then we're going to go with a lime. Now, if I brought my rasp from home, I might even grate a little of the lime zest in it because I really love citrus flavors. I really like the flavors of lime and lemon. The recipe doesn't add for it, but that would be a preference of mine. So I'm rolling the lemon on the table. If you've never seen someone do this before, I do it when I'm going to juice a lemon. It helps break up the membranes in the lemon so that when you cut into it, those flavors start to release easier, and it's a little bit easier to juice. And I give a little squeeze with a partial cut just so it doesn't leak out all over my table. My other trick for juicing a lemon is to keep the cut side towards my palm to help control any seeds that might show up, so I catch them in my hand and I don't have them go into what I'm trying to create here. So far, no seeds. And you're going for about a 1/4 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 3 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup. Kind of, I've seen 2 different recipes for this, so evidently there's a range in preference. So you just squeeze that lemon for what it's worth to you, and hopefully you get the amount of lime juice that you like. There's 1/2. Going for round 2. And hopefully you don't have any cuts on your fingers as you do this, because of course that always feels great to get lemon juice or lime juice in a cut. Luckily I don't. I was hoping not. I was doing some paperwork this morning and I was hoping I didn't accidentally get a paper cut I didn't know about. And evidently, nope. That's good news for me. All right, now I really am smelling like the beginning of one of my salsa recipes. All right, so we've got the lime, we've got the cilantro. We also need a little bit of sugar. Now, when it comes to sweeteners, you can certainly use a non-sugar based sweetener. I was thinking about bringing in some honey, but of course I forgot it at home. So I'm going to be using sugar. You can use white sugar, brown sugar, whatever sweetener you want. I'm going to go with what I have in the office. So I need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Sounds like a blob, but remember you're not eating this right out of the bowl. It's a dressing. It's going over a whole big salad. So you can adjust accordingly. Do, do, do. Oh, now this is where it gets debatable. They want you to put in some jalapeno. Da-da-da. They say 1 jalapeno chopped up. Now, some Asian dishes are known to be pretty spicy. I'm not actually going to add mine in. I did dice them up. I'm going to set it on the side because I know some people that are going to be eating the salad really can't do spicy food or spices. It messes with them a lot. But I know some people really like it. So I chopped some of it up and I'm setting it aside to do as an add-in for those that can enjoy a jalapeno. All right, so cilantro, jalapeno, white sugar, lime juice. I got lost. Lime juice. Oh, the ever so wonderful and pungent fish sauce. So, for, some of you came to a cooking demo we did last year when we were doing cooking from around the world. Got to experience fish sauce for the first time. It can be pretty darn pungent. That's why I keep it in a plastic bag in the fridge, just because sometimes the oils stick to the jar, and it seems like no matter how much I wipe it off, it still gets on things. So it's this protective little baggie that I carry it in because I don't want any of my other stuff smelling like fish sauce. It does have a pretty strong flavor, so that's why you don't need to use a bunch. You could, if you really don't like fish sauce, you could probably just use some soy sauce instead. But we are using the fish sauce today. If you can find a vegetarian fish sauce, you can do this dish entirely vegan, which is awesome. I did not check this jar, and I'm adding some meat later because, there's some carnivores involved in my life. So, yeah, just, watch who you're feeding, know who you're feeding to make sure you make it the way you like. If you're feeding just yourself, well, then it's all up to you. All right, so I need 3 tablespoons. So this is going to take me just a second as I shake, 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 shake. Yes, I am actually measuring this, Some of you I know are probably getting a good kick out of the fact Rebecca is measuring something. It's true. Totally happening. And 1 more. Now, some other recipes say to add a little water. I'm not going to because I washed up a lot of vegetables and there's still some residual water on them. So I'm not super worried about adding the water because I think it's going to mix in the end. All right, so we've got our fish sauce, our lime juice, our sugar, our garlic. We've got the jalapeno. So this is all good and ready to get whisked up. I know. I just, try to wipe that off my fingers before I wore it too long today. And I got some of the mat. Yeah, I tell you, that fish sauce, it can get all over things. So there we go. Okay, with your whisk, gonna just mix together that lovely little dressing you just made. Very green dressing. So I'm just giving a spin around, trying to make sure the sugar gets broken down in the lemon juice in that fish sauce. Now you could add a little salt and pepper if you'd like to. I'm not going to. I'm going to let people, again, do that for themselves if they want to add that to their salad. There we go. And then we're just going to let that sit off to the side and hang out and marry together while we put the rest of our salad together. I'm bringing back the noodle bowl. The noodle bowl is coming back to Flavor Town. I'm going to get some bowls out of the way, a little more elbow room for myself. Difference between cooking on a table and cooking in your actual kitchen. All right, so I have our noodle bowl here ready to go. I have already diced up half of a small yellow onion. The recipe didn't call for this, but I had one, and I'm adding a couple of things. They didn't say for the bell pepper either, but it's summer. Vegetables are a bounty. It's when they're at their best, so I like to add a lot of extra fresh vegetables or fresh items if I can. So I'm going to add that onion on in here. There we go. We also are going to, I saved you from watching me shred carrots. It says a couple of julienne, 2 to 3 julienne carrots. If you don't want to take the time to julienne or don't trust yourself to do a fancy knife cut, I could show you they're there. There's my julienne version. You can certainly just do what I ended up doing, just shred your carrot. If you want to make nice ribbons of carrots, you can just take that peeler and keep peeling down your carrots and just do some nice carrot ribbons, whatever shape you like, depending on who you're feeding. Some people have a hard time munching on a carrot. So if they do, using the smaller cuts is easier on teeth. So we will add carrot. I don't know why the vegetables need theme music today. Evidently, I think so. All right. And we need to add in our cucumber. So I did go ahead and peel it. And we're supposed to take the seeds out of the middle. That always makes me sad a little bit. This poor cucumber tried to grow all those seeds, and then we just come along and say, no, we don't want that part. Kind of reminds me of, cleaning a fish too. I won't lie. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't, but it kind of does. Our cucumber seeds equivalent to fish roe. I mean, look at them. That looks like a sack waiting to get, planted. And I've gone on a complete tangent. I'm going to be quiet now. Some thoughts that go through my head maybe don't need to be shared, huh? And if you are cutting up a cucumber anytime soon and now you can't help but think of your cucumber as anything else, I'm sorry. All right, and then we are going to thinly, this is so much easier to do when standing. I'm just slicing the cucumber. I was going to be into halves, but looks like I cut down with a knife when I was getting the seeds out a little more to the bottom. So one's getting halved and the other one is getting quartered. That's all right. If you make a mistake like that in the kitchen, you just say you did it on purpose for variety. You just say it's all my fault. I don't mind. There we go. So we're going to take all of our cucumber pieces. This is just kind of a dump salad. We're starting to dump everything into our big bowl here. That's the fun thing about a salad, If you're not exact, it's okay. We are going to cut up some napa cabbage. So it says 4 leaves of napa cabbage. I'm going to see if I can't squeeze in a few more. I'm not a big fan of this big stocky part at the end. It's a little hard to chew, so let's break those out of there real quick. Just some of the hard spine. There we go. For the ease of cutting, cut it in half just a little bit. And again, we're just doing some thin slices. A little slippery, still a little wet from getting rinsed off, getting any of the sand and dirt rinsed off. Nobody wants that kind of grit in their salad. There we go. So that one's done. All right, I might not be able to get 4 more in, but I think I'm going to be able to get 2 more in. I forgot to cut that one in half. There we go. Perfect. Let's go in the flavor town. There we go. All right, so I got about 6 leaves in my bowl over here. Works for me. And I did grab a red bell pepper. Again, I just thought the color was going to be a beautiful addition. Spice up a little of the nutrient value there. Not spice up or spike up. And I'm just gonna, I don't know what shape you want to call that. Sliced, not quite diced. So I'm gonna get some nice red, green, white, all kinds of nice spring, summer colors happening. Really making it feel fresh and tasty. And I don't know, the mild bell pepper maybe takes the place of some of that jalapeno in the dressing. So you still get some pepper, just not the spicy rendition. Perfect. Almost done here. This is the last of our vegetables. And why do I like doing this instead of laying them flat? I don't know. Just feeling quirky today. There we go. All right. I'm gonna get that out of the way. Oh, almost forget it. As I said, we were going to add some fresh mint leaves. So these are our fresh mint leaves. They were rinsed off, patted dry. I'm going to break them just a little bit. Some of them are a bit big. Also, breaking them up like this releases some of the oil. So definitely will get to your nose. I think we eat with our eyes first, then our nose is second. And then we finally get to our taste buds. So it's fun to incorporate all those senses when you're eating. Let's see. All right. So the last thing you got to do is kind of toss it together. First, I'm going to toss it without the dressing just to kind of help mix in our ingredients together before that added wetness from our dressing gets added in there. Gives me a little more control, and honestly, I just am not as messy. But you can see it start to incorporate together here. Doing really well. Trying to work some of those noodles up from the bottom. So it's kind of, you get kind of the fun softness of the noodles, and you get it mixed in with the freshness of the vegetables, the crunch. There's a lot of textures happening here. Now, if you were to do this in a skillet, maybe on a cooler day, you could certainly do this as a warm salad and cook up those pieces and add the noodles at the end and have a nice kind of stir fry. All right, so the last piece we're going to marry in here is that dressing. So in goes that cilantro, lime, and fish sauce dressing. Definitely some pungent flavors, but actually doesn't smell as bad as you might think. If you're thinking, fish sauce, that could possibly smell good, you might be surprised. You might just give it a chance. Just because it's an ingredient you don't normally cook with, or if you're not familiar with Vietnamese cuisine, it is found in all kinds of Asian cooking, not just Vietnamese dishes. So definitely give something new a chance. All right, this is definitely one of those dressings where I let it hang out just a few minutes before I served it up. There you go. So that's what it kind of looks like. The ingredient you can add, this is another ingredient the recipe calls for, and I'm not going to add it in just in case somebody has an allergy. But you're supposed to sprinkle on some peanuts. Peanuts are really good, but of course some people have allergies. So I'm leaving mine safely in their container for right now. And I'm going to serve it on the side, the peanuts and the jalapeno, so people can add it in at their convenience. Now, if you want to make this a little heartier, if you were going to do this for dinner or a lunch and you want it to be, maybe a little more substantial, or you're needing to add protein to your diet, you can add cooked shrimp, you can add leftover chicken, you can add all kinds of proteins to this. It'll marry in nicely. So I've got a little bit of leftover chicken I'm adding in for the crew today. There we go. But yeah, I mean, the shrimp would be really great if you've got seafood lovers in the house, or you can even do a combination. I don't know what it is about adding a combination of meats to a dish, but somehow sometimes it just feels a bit more fancy, right? Might have to do with the mental idea of the expenses go up. But hey, if you've got leftovers and you don't know what to do with them, mix it up, add some on into the salad. All right, so now you can imagine what it would look like with some jalapeno and some peanuts in there. But that is our Vietnamese noodle salad, and it's what's for lunch today around here. But you can have it for dinner tonight. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day, and join us next week. I believe we're doing an Italian chicken wrap. So, if you have ideas, certainly feel free to drop them in the comments and share them. I think we might be extending this series into August. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.